Yo, what's up guys, hope you guys are doing good. So today we are going to see what if Naruto seemed to be dead but met Sakura after 9 years part 1. Hope you will enjoy this video, so before we start please like the video and subscribe to our channel and hit bell notification, it motivates me to upload more fanfics for my lovely audience. So let's get started. It has been 4 years, 4 long horrible years since that day. Thought 16-year-old medical ninja Sakura Haruno jumped from tree branch to tree branch. She was just a few steps behind her sensei and team leader Kakashi Hatake. Behind her was her new team, Hinata Kiba and Shino. She had joined their team because all the members of Team 7 minus her were either dead or a traitor to the village. Why Sasuke? Why did you have to kill Naruto? Thought Sakura as she remembered back to when she had found out her teammate and crush had killed her other teammate. Flashback. The 12-year-old Sakura walked into the Hokage's office. It was strange to be called into the office of the Hokage since she was just a genin. She walked in to find Kakashi, Shizune standing on their side of a sitting Tsunade. You called for me, Lady Hokage? Asked Sakura. Yes, said Tsunade as she lowered her head. We have a report on the mission to save Sasuke. So are they back yet? Asked Sakura. No, said Tsunade as she looked down at her desk. Sakura finally noticed the 2 headbands. She knew the 2 headbands, one with a slash though it was Sasuke and the bloodstained one was Naruto's. What happened? Asked Sakura. We aren't sure, but at the moment it looks like Sasuke killed Naruto, said Tsunade as Sakura's eyes widened. What? Asked Sakura. There was sign of a battle on the border with the sound and I found a pool of blood. The blood type matches Naruto's, said Kakashi. But no bodies, then they can be alive, said Sakura. It was too much blood for a single person to lose in live, said Kakashi, and my ninja's dogs were able to pick up Sasuke's scent leaving the field, but the rain washed away most of the path. Naruto and Sasuke ran into the battle alone and only Sasuke walked out, said Tsunade. I just can't understand why Sasuke-kun would do this, said Sakura, only to have Tsunade slam her fist down. Sasuke. You are worried about Sasuke? Yelled Tsunade. Your Sasuke-kun killed your teammate Naruto and you're worried about Sasuke? Lady Tsunade, said Shizune as Sakura just looked at her. No, she needs to hear this, snapped Tsunade as she remembered the reports of Naruto's promise to Sakura. Naruto died for you, don't you see that? Sakura just hung her head in shame. He loved you and you only care about the guy who killed him, said Tsunade. How can you live with yourself? Tsunade, yelled Shizune. I can't, said Sakura as Tsunade looked at her. If I had been stronger then I could have stopped it all from happening. Then there is only one thing to do, you will become my student, said Tsunade as Sakura looked at her. Naruto would have wanted you to finish his mission and bring Sasuke back. End flashback. Sasuke, I am only bringing you back because it is what Naruto-kun would have done, thought Sakura. Failing in your first mission is not a good way to start, said inner Sakura. I know, but we were too late. The Akatsuki killed Gaara and then took off, thought Sakura as she looked up at the giant white bird that flew just ahead of them. But I will not let them get away, as she thought that a line of bombs went off just in front of the bird. She looked up just in time to see the 2 figures standing on the bird to be joined by a third. The third figure quickly knocked the other 2 off the bird before jumping off a second before the bird exploded. What the? Asked Kiba. Hinata, can you see what is going on? Asked Kakashi as Hinata activated her Byakugan. Yes, the 2 Akatsuki members are on one side of Courage and an unknown is on the other. They appear to be staring each other down, explained Hinata. An ally? Asked Kiba. We can't be sure about that. It could be one of Orochimaru people, said Shino. If it is, then we will have to capture them, said Kakashi before hitting his radio. Guy, how long? It will be a while, said Guy back as he went back to fighting his perfect clone. Alright, be aware that a new player is on the field and has engaged the Akatsuki, said Kakashi. Got you, said Guy as he cut his link. Let's hurry, said Kakashi as they kicked it up a notch. They arrived on the battlefield just in time. So you're the unknown ninja who has been attacking our bases, said the blonde-hair member of the Akatsuki. Yes, said the new man. He was tall and dressed from head to toe in black. He had a black traveling cloak that ran from his shoulders straight down to his black boots. He had a black hood up covering his hair and forehead. He must have had a just hue of some kind on his face because it was nothing but black and with two glowing red animal eyes. What is your name? I need to know who dies at the hands of my art, said the blonde-hair man. You may call me the Black Fox if you wish, said the man. Why have you been attacking us? Asked the puppet man, Sasori. It is my sensei's wish that I destroy all of the Akatsuki, said the Black Fox. Who is this guy? Asked Kiba as he looked at the man. I don't know, said Kakashi. Well, your sensei has no idea who he is messing with, said Sasori. You don't know, said the Black Fox. Well, you're not that smart if you just stood there and didn't notice that you were surrounded by my art, said Deidara as hundreds of his spider's clay bombs appeared around the fox. Now die. With that, a large explosion happened as all the small bombs joined together into one powerful one. That was too easy, said Deidara. Don't celebrate too soon, said a voice as Deidara looked up just in time to see the Black Fox coming down sword in hand. How in the world? Asked Deidara as his partner's metal tail came flying up hitting the fox in the chest. He dodged your so-called art, said Sasori. So-called art? Snapped Deidara as the Black Fox landed on the other side, a small amount of blood running down his cloak, his hand covering the wound. No matter, the poison should be taking effect soon, said Sasori as suddenly the fox started laugh. No, it will not. See, I am immune to all poisons, said the fox. He moved his hand only to show flesh, untouched by any wound. What? Asked Sasori. All you managed to do was to ruin a perfectly good cloak, said the man as he took off his cloak to show. He was dressed in a long black coat that hugged his sides. It ran down his entire arm before stopping at his black gloves. The cloak stopped at the top of his boots, which came up 3/4 the way to his knees. The boots themselves were black with metal running along the bottom and the tip. He had black pants with a sliver strip running down the sides. He had a dark gray shirt. His face was still hidden by a hood. And that just you? Still hiding your face? Asked Sasori. So are you, said the Black Fox. Well, it is time for you to die, said Sasori as he opened his mouth and dozens of needles came flying out. The fox began moving with a strange mix of ease and grace to avoid the razor-sharp needles. He was dodging it so well he actually had his hands in his pockets as if he was bored. How is he doing that? Asked Deidara. I have my ways, answered the fox as moved out of the way of another attack. However, I am getting bored with this. Well, so am I, said Deidara as he pointed toward the sky. Out of a large cloud came 3 of the clay birds. Each came swapping down, forcing the fox to jump back as each one exploded where he was just a second ago. When the last one hit, a line of needles came flying out of the smoke. The fox ducked, but he was too slow. The needle flew in the space between his hood and his head, ripping his hood apart and breaking his just you. For a moment nothing happened as the fox sat on one knee, his face looking at the ground. Golden blonde locks were now free from the hood that had kept them hidden. Well, now we get to see your face, said Deidara. You shouldn't have done that, said the fox as he stood up. Sakura's eyes widened as did everyone else. They saw his face. His wild blonde hair framed his red eyes. However, the thing that stood out the most were the wicker marks on each of his checks. Naruto? Asked Sakura as the Black Fox turned and looked at her. Then for a brief second in front of everyone those red eyes turned to sky blue before turning back to red. How can this be? That is Naruto-kun. asked Hinata as she fought the need to faint. How indeed, said Shino. We have to back him up, said Kiba as he pulled a kunai. Your help will not be required, said a new voice as the others looked up to a higher tree branch only to see a large fox maybe the size of Akamaru sitting there looking down. Its jet black fur and somehow darker eyes sent chills down the ninja's spine. Who are you? Asked Kiba as he bared his teeth wondering how he couldn't have smelled the fox before. My name is Saito and Naruto and I are a team, said Saito with a small smile showing off his razor-sharp white fangs. And he has asked to do this alone. How can we believe you? Asked Sakura. Your trust is not needed, but if you should try to get in our way I will have no problem ending your life, said Saito. There are 5 of us, 6 if you count Akamaru, we can take you, yelled Kiba. Foolish dog boy, not knowing when he is outmatched, said Saito with a grin. Tell me, do you not see anything different about me, something you wouldn't normally see in a fox? You talkin' a lot bigger, said Kiba, causing Saito to roll his eyes. Beside that, said Saito, you have 3 tails, said Shino as everyone looked and he was right, Saito did have 3 tails. Very good, bug boy, said Saito. I am not a normal fox, I am a demon fox. With a rank of 3 tails. That is still 6 tails below the 9 tails and we humans killed him, snapped Kiba. My father is far from dead, said Saito with a grin as the ninja's eyes widened. What? Asked Sakura. You heard me, I am the son of Kyuubi 9-tailed fox, lord of all demon foxes, said Saito, and Naruto is his student. His student? Asked Sakura, unaware to everyone else the pieces were coming into place for Kakashi. The Kyuubi must have taken him somewhere to train him, but for what? Thought Kakashi. He wouldn't just do that for free, he would want something. The only thing he wanted was to be free of Naruto. Could Naruto have freed him in order to be trained by him? Saito, you don't have to tell them everything, said Naruto flatly, also you don't have to scare them shitless. But it's so much fun when I do, laughed Saito. I would bet you wanted your hood to come off. Yeah, maybe a little, laughed Naruto back. So you are a Jinchuriki? Asked Sasori. I was, but not anymore, said Naruto as the Akatsuki looked at him. However, because of my past as one, it is one of the reasons why I am going to kill you. It is one of the reasons why I am going to kill you, said Naruto as red chakra engulfed him and his sword turned bright red. You are just a kid, you can't stand up against my art, said Deidara as he reached into his pockets, only if I wasn't low on clay. You shouldn't be so worried about art, instead you should be worried about your life, said Naruto as he bolted across the ground towards Sasori. The puppet master had no time to move before Naruto's sword ripped through his body. Sasori! Yelled Deidara as a figure jumped out of the remains of the puppet. Standing there was a young redhead. You actually got me out of my outer body, said Sasori. You now see my real form. You're a redhead? Asked Deidara. Shut up, said Sasori as he pulled a scroll. I didn't think this would be needed, but you leave me no choice. With that, a large puff of smoke filled the air as another large puppet filled the air. The third cage, stated Naruto. So you know I have this ultimate puppet, said Sasori. But it is still a puppet. Kill the master and the puppet is useless, said Naruto. Like you could kill Sasori, said Deidara. I already have, said Naruto as a sword ran through Sasori's back and came out his front. How in the world? Asked Sasori as he turned to see a second Naruto standing there with a sword in hand. When you cut my hood, I made a clone, said Naruto. Also, I knew about your heart being your only weak spot. My spies know a lot about you. Deidara, get out of here, ordered Sasori as Deidara stood there. Go. All right, said Deidara as he formed another bird and took flight. How could someone bring down Sasori so easily? So today is the day I die, said Sasori. I wouldn't be so sure about that, Sasori of the red sand, whispered Naruto as he formed a hand sign. Sasori's eyes widened as Naruto's sword and a scroll hanging around his belt turned for a second white for a second before returned to its normal state. Naruto pulled his sword out before kicking Sasori's body to the ground. "Well done, Naruto," said Saito as he appeared on the ground beside Naruto. "With a little more training you can carry out the mission." Naruto asked Sakura as the leaf ninjas landed around him. "Saito," said Naruto as Saito nodded. "Naruto, we are talking to you," yelled Kiba as Naruto raised his hand and formed a hand signs. "It is too soon," said Naruto as he disappeared in a flash of red light. "Naruto," yelled Sakura as she reached out to stop him, but he was gone. "Kakashi, did you see where Naruto went?" asked Sakura as she looked around the area. "Sakura, that was a transportation, just you, he could be almost anywhere," explained Kakashi. "Why would he leave?" asked Hinata. "I mean, we finally see him for the first time in years and he just leaves." "He said it's too soon," said Shino. "He must not have been planning on showing himself to us yet." "But why?" asked Hinata. "Why would he even fake his death?" "He is different," said Kiba. "He isn't the same person who left with us on the mission to get Sasuke back." "What is up with that red chakra?" asked Hinata. "Nothing good," said Kakashi. "Let's head back. We need to bring Gaara's body back to the Sand Village. From there we can report back to the Hokage." Meanwhile, Naruto was jumping from tree branch to tree branch, his black cloak fluttering behind him. "Naruto, what are you doing?" asked Saito as he appeared beside him. "There's one more thing I have to do before heading back," said Naruto. "What?" asked Saito. "We were going after their base in the area and they are only in their bases when they are sealing everything," explained Naruto. "They may have just finished sealing Gaara." "I see. It is a risk, but it is your choice," said Saito. "They already know I am back, so might as well show them another one of my abilities," said Naruto as they appear by a river. "The trick will be finding it. The scouts were not that clear on its location, only that it is by a river." "Yeah. The scout got his directions messed when he had to run away from a wolf attack," explained Saito as he and Naruto jumped down onto the water. "Let's head down river, that is the way the leaf ninjas came from," said Naruto. "Works for me," said Saito as the two headed down river. Meanwhile, one of the elders of the Sand Village, Lady Chio, looked down at the dead cage. A few minutes ago his brother and sister along with a group of sand ninja had shown up. "Gaara, we were too late," said Tamari as she lowered her head in shame. "If only I was strong enough to stop them from even taking you from the village in the first place," said Kakuro as he looked at his brother. "The leaf is back," yelled a sand ninja as Sakura and other ninjas landed nearby the gathered sand ninjas. "Please tell me you killed the people who did this to our brother," yelled Tamari. "Sasori of the Red Sand is dead," said Kakashi as Lady Chio looked up at the news that her grandson was now gone from the world. "The other got away," said Sakura as Team Guy landed nearby. "It is good to see you alive, Sakura-chan," yelled Lee, only to be elbowed by Tenten. "Lee, this isn't the time to try to get Sakura to go out with you," said Tenten. "Right," said Lee. "How were you able to defeat Sasori?" asked Lady Chio. "They didn't," said a new voice as everyone spun around. There, standing on the water, was a tall man dressed in black with a large black fox standing beside him. "I did." "Naruto," yelled Sakura as all the leaf ninjas and the few sand ninjas who knew of him eyes widened. "Naruto?" asked Lee, stunned to see his friend back from the dead. "Yes. Now stand aside," ordered Naruto. "If you came to steal our leader's body, then we will not allow it," yelled a sand ninja as she got between Gaara's body and the newcomer. "It's okay, Matsuri," said Tamari. "What do you plan to do, Naruto?" "You will see," said Naruto as he walked forward. Everyone giving him a wide space, he stopped right in front of Gaara's body. "No one speaks or else you will mess this up," ordered Naruto as he pulled his sword out and stabbed Gaara's body clear through. "What are you doing?" yelled more than a few sand ninjas. Calm down, ordered Naruto as he started to run thought hand signs so fast that even Kakashi couldn't keep track. Finally he stopped as the sword turned bright red as the temperate in the Akatsuki base dropped down so low that everyone could see their breaths. The stage is set now for the judge. What are you talking about, Naruto? Asked Sakura. Who is this judge? I am, said a whispered-like voice from the darkness of the cave. A sense of dread and fear filled everyone but Naruto and Saito as they stood. Why have you called upon me, Naruto? For you to bring your judgment, Todd, spoke Naruto to the darkness. Very well, said the voice as an image began to form in the darkness. The figure was dressed in a holy black cloak, but you couldn't see what was under the holes. Somehow that was even darker than the darkness that now surrounded them. No one could see the person's face, only pure darkness from under his hood. His hands were not covered with flesh, instead they were dirt-covered bones that somehow moved on their own. He held an ancient scythe in his hand, however even for its age the blade was razor-sharp. In his other hand was a large ancient book. As he moved forward he seemed to float over the ground without touching it. He stopped just in front of Naruto. He is a young dead, said Todd as he opened his book and started flipping those pages. Here, Gaara of the Sand, this weight is heavy. Do you still want to try this? Yes, said Naruto. Very well, said Todd as he closed his book. He then tapped the ground with his scythe as a scale suddenly appeared behind Todd. The weighing commences. With that an image of Gaara appeared on one side of the scale. He moved around as if trying to break out. Gaara, yelled Kankuro as he ran forward into the darkness, only to everyone's surprise have him run back into the group from behind. How in the world? I will forgive you this one transgression, but if you do anything else then your soul will be taken, said Todd. I am sorry for his action, Todd, said Naruto. No matter, it is time for your offering, said Todd as Naruto pulled a scroll from his back and held it. Here I offer in exchange the soul of Sasori of the Red Sand, said Naruto as everyone's eyes widened. That light Naruto's sword gave off when he killed Sasori must have sealed his soul away into that scroll, but a just you like that is forbidden, thought Kakashi. Ah, said Todd as an image of Sasori appeared on the other end of the scale. This one is wanted dearly by my master, but will it be enough for the exchange? I believe it will, said Naruto. Very well, said Todd as the scales began to move. First Sasori's end went down and then Gaara's before settling at an even leave. Their weight is the same, the exchange is fair, said Todd as the images disappeared as well as the scales. The exchange can happen. Let's do this, said Naruto as he placed the scroll down on top of the butt of his sword. Todd's hand moved toward the sword, however in it was a ghostly image of Gaara. The exchange is done, said Todd as his hand crossed over the scroll. The moment it did, the image in his hand changed from Gaara to Sasori. A second later Gaara let out a deep breath. Until we meet again, Naruto, said Todd as he disappeared from sight and the light and warmth returned. Naruto then pulled his sword from Gaara only for everyone to see that Gaara was breathing and didn't have a wound on him. What was that? Yelled Kiba. I traded Sasori's soul for Gaara's, said Naruto as he put his sword away. How can you do that? Asked Temari. With the god of death summoning pack, said Lady Chio. I remember the legends of something like this, but I always thought it was a myth. All myths are based partly on facts, said Naruto. So what did we just see? Asked Kiba. That was Todd, the keeper of the Book of the Dead, said Naruto. For the right price he is willing to trade one soul for any other as long as they weigh the same or he gets the better deal. Weigh? Asked Shino. Their chakra strength the stronger and the age of the person determines the weight of the person, explained Saito before looking at Naruto. It's time. Right, said Naruto as he formed a hand sign. Wait, why are you leaving? Pleaded Sakura. Please Naruto-kun, we are your friends, we all thought you were dead, so why leave? He needs to finish his training, said Saito. He is a leaf ninja, he is coming back with us, yelled Lee. Don't worry my youthful friend, I will save you from this black creature. Lee jumped into the air and tried to deliver a roundhouse kick to Saito only to be blocked by Naruto. What Naruto? Asked Lee as Naruto's eyes turned red and he threw Lee hard out of the cave-like base and into the cliffside outside. You have no idea what is going on Lee, so stay out of it, growled Naruto as his friends looked at him. Naruto, we have wasted too much time here, said Saito. I know, said Naruto as he formed a hand sign, until we meet again. Slowly his body disappeared back into nothingness. Naruto-kun, what happened to you? Asked Sakura out loud as she looked at the spot where Naruto used to be. At least he is still alive, said inner Sakura. But look at how much has changed, he isn't the same person, said Sakura back. Can I bring him back? Sure we can, yelled inner Sakura. What happened? Asked Gaara as he opened his eyes. That will take some explaining, said Kakashi, however not nearly as long as it will to explain this to Lady Tsunade. Naruto, I thought you had more control over yourself, said Saito as they walked through a grassy field. It was seeing her again, explained Naruto as he lowered his head in shame. I thought I had overcome my feelings toward her, but it seems they still have some hold on me. Her? Asked Saito as he searched his memoirs. Ah, the pink-haired young woman is Sakura Haruno. Yeah, said Naruto. So she is the vixen that drives you crazy? Asked Saito. Yeah, said Naruto, however her heart belongs to Sasuke. I see, said Saito. I never understood that about you. You expected my father's offer so that you could bring back a male to the vixen you love. Most males would just try to move in and take the vixen for himself. Sakura's happiness means the most to me, and if that means she is with someone else, so be it, said Naruto. I see, said Saito as they came to the top of a hill. Well, home sweet home. Yeah, home, said Naruto as he looked down at the Demon Fox village. Sakura had never run so fast in her whole life as she and her team made their way back to the leaf. Sakura, I admire your youthfulness, but the others need to rest, said Lee as he looked at the other struggling ninjas. Even Guy and him were having trouble keeping up with Sakura. Lee, said Sakura. Yes. Shut up, yelled Sakura as her speed increased yet again. I have to tell Lady Tsunade. I have to tell her that Naruto-kun is alive, though Sakura. Meanwhile, in the demon world, Naruto was in his home. It was his own private living area on the grounds of the Demon Fox Royal Palace. He was the first human to ever live in the demon world, as such a lot of the things he had wasn't designed for a human to use. However, he had adapted. He hung his cloak and sword on the wall before heading toward the shower. He quickly turned the water on. He stepped into the hot water and instantly his thoughts turned inward. Sakura-chan, said Naruto as he placed his head against the wall, letting the water run down his body. Why can't I get you out of my head? Because you love her, said a new voice in his mind. Kyuubi, said Naruto as his eyes turned red. I thought I asked you not to invade my personal mind, and you said that you would only use this link in the case of emergency. Well, your love for the young vixen is messing with your mission, said Kyuubi inside his mind. My mission is the Rikyu Sasuke for Sakura, destroy the sound and remove the Akatsuki from the world, said Naruto. Somehow I don't think you want to save Sasuke for Sakura. You want the vixen to love you, and you believe that if you bring him back she will love you. No offense, Fox, but you have no real idea how humans' romances work, said Naruto. And neither do you, said Kyuubi as his voice faded from Naruto's mind. I really hate him sometimes, thought Naruto as he turned off the water and headed toward bed. He would begin training again in the morning. Meanwhile, in the leaf, Tsunade was about to finish for the day when Sakura burst through the door. Lady Tsunade, yelled Sakura in between deep breaths. What is it, Sakura? Asked Tsunade. It's Naruto, he is alive, said Sakura as Tsunade's eyes became as white as diner plates. What? Asked Tsunade. We saw him on our mission, said Kakashi as Tsunade looked toward him. He killed a member of the Akatsuki as if it was nothing. Are you sure it is Naruto? Asked Shizune. Yes, we are sure, said Shino as everyone else entered the room. Well, where is he? Asked Tsunade. Sorry, after he brought Gaara back to life he did some transportation just you and got away, said Sakura. Brought Gaara back to life? Asked Shizune. Yeah, he summoned someone named Todd and traded the soul of the Akatsuki member he killed for Gaara's, said Kakashi as Tsunade's eyes widened. That is a forbidden summon that hasn't been used since the dark times before even the nations were formed, said Tsunade. It gets worse, he was traveling with a large fox, said Kakashi. The Kyuubi? Asked Tsunade. No, the fox is named Saito. He is the son of the Kyuubi, said Kakashi. Son of the Kyuubi, said Shizune. He said Naruto was the Kyuubi's student, said Kakashi as Tsunade's eye widened. The Kyuubi's student? Asked Tsunade as Kakashi nodded his head. How could he be alive? I thought Jiraiya said Nato's name was faded from the Toad Summon Scroll, said Kakashi. I don't really know, said Tsunade as she turned to Shizune. Send a message to the pervert and tell him to get his ass back here now. At once, said Shizune. So what are we going to do, Lady Tsunade? Asked Kakashi. We can't spare the resources to go after Naruto and Sasuke. Go after Sasuke, stated Sakura as everyone looked at her. How can you say that Naruto-kun never turned his back on us? We can't abound him, snapped Hinata. Hinata, Naruto-kun will go after Sasuke, said Sakura. If we find Sasuke we find Naruto-kun. She is right, said Kiba. Naruto will likely go after Sasuke, so if we get him we get Naruto. Alright, we will go after Sasuke in hopes of finding Naruto, said Tsunade. The next morning Naruto woke up and did his normal routine, push-ups, sit-ups, lifting weights and running. Morning, Naruto, said the Kyuubi as he walked up to Naruto, who was currently sitting on top of the water in meditation. Morning, Kyuubi, said Naruto as he looked up at the logger dark red fox with 9 tails. How are you going on perfecting the sage mode? Asked the Kyuubi. Every day I get close but it is slow, said Naruto. Good, you have progressed much more than I thought possible, said Kyuubi. However, I am still not ready, said Naruto, and time is running out to save Sasuke. Yes, but focus on you training. If you rush into battle without being ready then you will be killed and then no one will be free to bring Sasuke back, said Kyuubi. I know, said Naruto. Let me see how far you have come, said Kyuubi as Naruto nodded his head. He stood up and formed an hand sign as red chakra surrounded him. Slowly his skin started to fall off as he started to change. There, said Naruto in a deeper voice, that is about how far I can go. I see, said Kyuubi, you are near. I know, said Naruto as he turned back to normal except his skin was slightly burned, also it still hurts when I use it. That is to be expected, said Kyuubi. Now how are you doing with the fact that your friends believed you to be dead? Actually better than I though, said Naruto as he put his cloak back on and grabbed his sword. It is kind of liberating being free from the orders of a leaf ninja and those eyes in the village, and yet I miss my friends, but I enjoyed not seeing those eyes more. Once you finish your training you may return to the village, said Kyuubi. However, if we should ever need you. I know, said Naruto, I will come. Good. Now get back to work, ordered Kyuubi as he turned and walked away. Meanwhile in the leaf, Sakura sat at the barbecue stand just looking at her food as it burned over the hot coals. What is up, forehead? Asked her best friend Ino as Shikamaru and Choji walked into the food stand. Yeah, you look very bad, said Choji, like you have something on your mind. I do, said Sakura. Naruto is alive. What? Asked Shikamaru, stunned to hear that. Are you sure? Asked Ino. Yeah. He appeared in our mission to save Gaara, said Sakura. So where is he? Asked Choji. He didn't come back with us, he used a transportation just you and disappeared, said Sakura sadly. Where did Naruto learn something like that? Asked Ino. I don't know what they were saying didn't make sense, said Sakura. The Kyuubi is alive, has a son and Naruto is his student. How can that even be when the fourth Hokage killed the demon fox? Across the street stood two figures, a man with long dark hair and red eyes and a woman with long white hair and red eyes. Foolish humans, said the man as he listened to the young humans talk. 99% of humans are foolish, said the woman. So, Saito, it's the pink-haired vixen that has Naruto's heart. So it would seem, said Saito. I hate this form, walking on two legs doesn't fit right with me. Me neither, but two demon foxes walking around in their true form would bring everyone in the village down upon us. Besides, I kind of gotten used to it after our time helping Naruto train, said the two-tailed fox Katara, daughter of one of the council members of the demon fox world. Just then a white-haired man ran by at top speed. Ah, there is Jiraiya, the toad sage, Naruto's old teacher, said Saito as he watched the old Sannin make his way toward the Hokage tower. I'll take care of the sage, you learn more about the vixen's feelings toward Naruto. Sure, said Katara as they went their separate ways. What is this about Naruto? Yelled Jiraiya as he burst through the Hokage's office doors. Well, at least he is coming through the door now, thought Tsunade as she turned to look at her old teammate. Naruto was spotted during the missing to Rikyu Gaara from the Akatsuki, explained Tsunade, however he is extremely different. Different how so? Asked Jiraiya. He killed Saito of the Red Sand with easy, said Tsunade as Jiraiya's eyes widened as he heard his student had killed a legendary ninja. Wow. The training techniques I taught him must have really been useful if he's as strong as you say he is, said Jiraiya as mentally patted himself on the back. Wow. Humanity's stupidity has fallen to a new low, a low I believed impossible, said a new voice as the two senin turned toward the window only to see a man sitting there looking in on the two of them with red glowing eyes. Who are you? Snapped Tsunade as she got into a stance and turned toward the newcomer. Please, I have no intention of fighting the two of you, beside if I did it would only upset Naruto with me, said the man. You know Naruto? Asked Tsunade as the man came through the window and started to change. He went down on all fours as black fur ripped across his body and his joints changed. 3 black tails appeared as his face changed into that of a fox. Of course, the only reason I learned how to take that weak human form was to help Naruto train, said the fox. I am Saito. Meanwhile, across town, Sakura still sat with Ino, Shikamaru and Choji as Sakura told them everything about their encounter with Naruto. They had been joined by Hinata, Shino and Kiba, who shared their own stories. That is weird, said Choji. Yeah, the Kyuubi is dead, said Ino. He is far from dead, said a new voice as the 4 of them looked up to see a beautiful young woman standing there. Her long white hair reached her waistline. She wore a simple light blue top with black pants. Who are you? Asked Choji. My name is Katara, said Katara as she turned her attention to Sakura. So you're Sakura Haruno, said Katara. Yeah, what's your point? Said Sakura. I just can't see what makes you so special. You don't have as big as that white-eyed girl, and the blonde-hair girl has an overall better figure than you, said Katara as she looked at Hinata and Ino. What did you say? Yelled Sakura as she punched the woman only to have her caught it with easy. Easy to anger and not that strong, stated Katara. What did you say? Yelled Sakura again as she threw her other fist only to have that be caught too. You're not that strong, said Katara again. I just don't see it. See what? Growled Sakura as her friends got up and surrounded the strange woman. The few other people in the stand had ran, fearing a battle was about to break out. I don't see why Naruto would like someone like you even if it was a childhood crush, said Katara as everyone's eyes widened. I thought all human men care about with a woman's size and how they look. You know Naruto-kun? Asked Hinata. Of course I have been training with him since he left this village, said Katara with a grin. Where is he? Growled Sakura as Katara noticed something. Sakura's eyes burned. However, it wasn't hate that was burning in her eyes, it was longing. Interesting, she longs for Naruto, but why? Is it just because she wants to see a long-lost friend, or could there be more? Thought Katara with a grin. Can a human fall in love with someone they believed died? Where is he? Snapped Sakura. He is training, said Katara back. He came across you too soon, he wasn't ready. Take me to him now or I break every bone in your body, heal them and then break them again, snapped Sakura. Differently a dominate type. Thought Katara, she could be fun. I can't take you to him yet, said Katara. Then I start breaking bone. Growled Sakura, you may not have noticed but Shikamaru placed you under his clan's shadow, just you are now under his control. Really? Said Katara as suddenly out of her spin shot a tail that whipped around, smashing Shikamaru in the face, causing him to crash into a couple of chairs. I don't think so. What are you? Asked Kiba. Please don't tell me you haven't figured it out, asked Katara as she let go of Sakura's hands and started to turn into a fox right before their eyes. I am a demon fox. I am a demon fox, said Katara as the white demon fox stood on all fours looking up at Sakura. Your little just you has no real affect on me. Where is Naruto? Demanded Sakura again. Wow, facing a demon and you are unflinching in your demands, said Katara as she released some demon chakra, and yet Sakura stood her ground. Interesting, most humans would have crapped their pants by now. Where is Naruto? Demanding Sakura. Why don't we make this fun? I spotted a training field not far from here by a small creek, said Katara. Team 7 training field, so what? Said Sakura. Meet me there, show me what you can do, and if you impress me I'll tell you where Naruto is, said Katara as she disappeared in a gust of wind. Okay, what just happened? Asked Choji. However, by the time those words left his mouth, Sakura was out the door. Meanwhile, in the Hokage's building, Tsunade and Jiraiya looked at the black fox. You seemed surprised that a demon fox would be here, said Saito as he grinned at the two Sannin. You're the one that was in Kakashi's report, the one that was with Naruto, said Tsunade. Yeah, I am his partner in our mission to destroy the Akatsuki and rescue someone called Sasuke, said Saito. Why are you here? Asked Tsunade. To tell you not to look for Naruto, he will come when he has finished his training, said Saito, and not BEF. Suddenly Saito stopped and looked toward the window. What the hell are you doing, Katara? Who is Katara? Asked Jiraiya. She is my partner because Naruto is busy training, explained Saito, and now she is fighting someone. Who? Asked Tsunade, knowing her likely the pink-haired vixen that Naruto used to always talk about, said Saito as Tsunade's eyes widened. She knew who he was talking about. Is this all you got? Asked Katara as Sakura's punch hit nothing but air. Tell me where Naruto is, yelled Sakura as her rage blocked her emotions and she just widely punched at Katara. Katara dodged the attacks with ease as Sakura got even more pissed off. Tell me, you damn fox, yelled Sakura as she finally connected with one of her punch. Katara's eyes widened as she felt her nose bones break from the force of Sakura's punch. Katara went flying backwards into a tree, breaking it in two. Now what do you have to say, you damn dirty fox? Yelled Sakura at the top of her lungs. I am almost impressed, said Katara as she stood back up. Her entire nose was at a weird angle and blood was pouring out of it. Sakura watched as the fox used her tail to put it back straight. Also, her nose was engulfed in chakra, healing the wound. However, I am a medical fox, so this wound is nothing. Katara, what are you doing? Asked Saito as he appeared in a nearby tree a few seconds later. Tsunade, Jiraiya and the other rookie 12 plus their sensei appeared on the training field. I am having some fun, stated Katara with a grin as Saito shook his head. Why my father picked you to be my mate I will never understand, said Saito. He did it because it was arranged from birth, said a new voice as Saito and Katara turned to a man sitting there in a black cloak with a black shirt and black pants sitting on a rock. Naruto, why did you come here? Asked Saito as he looked at Naruto. Kyuubi was worried that you would do something like this, said Naruto flatly as he rolled his eyes as he stood up. Naruto? Asked Jiraiya as Naruto just simply looked at him before turning back to Saito and Katara. Kyuubi wants us back 5 minutes ago, stated Naruto. Fine, looks like our fun is over, Sakura, said Katara. Stop right there, Naruto, ordered Tsunade as Naruto turned and looked at her. What do you want? Asked Naruto. As a ninja of the hidden leaf I order you to come back to the village, ordered Tsunade as Naruto started laughing. Do you really think you can order me around? Asked Naruto as Tsunade was surprised that Naruto would say anything like that. You have no idea of what you are dealing with. You are still a ninja of the leaf and I am the Hokage and you will follow my orders, snapped Tsunade. I was declared dead so I am not a ninja of the leaf, said Naruto with a grin, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. Naruto, be kinder to them, said a new voice as Naruto's and the two other foxes' heads whipped toward the source. Sakura's eyes widened as a large fox maybe as tall as a human walked out of the woods. He had dark orange fur, the tips of his pure white razor-sharp teeth stuck out from his lips. He had black marks around the eyes and ears. However, the key fact that made Sakura's blood turn to ice was the fact that Nine Tails moved slowly behind him. Lord Kyuubi, said Naruto as he got down on one knee and bowed his head. Lord Kyuubi, said Katara as she did the same. Father, said Saito as he joined the two other in bowing to the nine-tailed fox. I am disappointed in all three of you, said Kyuubi as walked back and forth in front of the three of them glaring at them the whole time. Saito and Katara, you were to follow your mission and give a message and yet you mess around. Naruto, you were sent to make sure they stayed on task and here I find you being rude. I trained you better than that, you showed a lack of honor. Sorry sir, said Naruto. The Kyuubi closed his eyes and let out a breath. You are forgive, you three are still young and youth tends to walk together with stupidity, said Kyuubi. Thank you sir, said Saito. Just make sure it doesn't happen again, said Kyuubi. Now you three head home. Yes, sir, said the three of them. They could only watch as Saito disappeared in a flash of flames, Katara in a gust of wind and Naruto simply faded away, leaving only Kyuubi standing there. Where is Naruto? Asked Sakura. He has returned to our world, said Kyuubi. Bring him back now, ordered Sakura. You are in no position to demand anything from me, stated the Kyuubi. How can you even be alive? The fourth Hokage killed you, yelled Sakura. No, he sealed me, said Kyuubi with a laugh, and for 12 long years I was sealed inside your friend Naruto. I could see and hear everything that was going on. I know all of you humans. What? Asked Sakura, stunned to hear that. You are lying. Ask your elders, said Kyuubi as Sakura looked at the Hokage. It's true, the fourth sealed the Kyuubi inside a newborn Naruto so that the village could be saved, said Tsunade as the younger generation just looked at Tsunade. Sakura's eyes widened as she remembered all the times she saw the older members of the village glaring at Naruto. How they mistreated him, how he used to come to school with bruises on his body and how a lot of stores refused to let Naruto enter. It started to make sense. They blamed Naruto because of the demon he carried inside him. How did you get free? Asked Jiraiya. Naruto and I made a deal, said Kyuubi with a grin. You should thank Sasuke Uchiha for setting up the conditions for the deal. What are you talking about? Asked Sakura. Your Sasuke-kun stabbed Naruto in the chest with his Chidori, said Kyuubi, Blood was filling his lungs and he was drowning in his own blood. And you used the opening to take advantage of Naruto-kun and use him. Yelled Sakura. He came to me. Said Kyuubi with a toothy grin. I was preparing to pay the costs for my freedom. What are you talking about? If Naruto dies then you die. Said Jiraiya. That is how the seal works. Simple-minded humans, do you really think I didn't have a way to get free? Said Kyuubi as his grin grew. It would have cost me a lot but I would have been free. All I would have to do was give up 7 of my 9 tails and the death god would have let me go free. So you and Naruto made a deal? Said Tsunade. Yes. He freed me and with my full power I heal his wounds and take him to our world. Said Kyuubi. The whole training thing? Asked Tsunade. I need an instrument to take down the Akatsuki and Naruto wanted to power to bring back Sasuke to a certain someone. Said Kyuubi as he looked at Sakura. However, he knows the real threat is the Akatsuki and Sasuke is just a side mission that can be done when we are not busy. Give Naruto-kun back, cried Hinata. He will be free to return when he has finished his training. Said the Kyuubi. However, if he chooses to come back isn't up to me. Why wouldn't he come back? We are his youthful friends. Yelled Lee. God, your voice is even more painful than ever. Said Kyuubi as he remembered having to deal listening to that voice while he was inside Naruto. Now as for your question, years changes people and he has free will. Why should we trust you? You did attack our village. Stated Tsunade. I had my reasons for attack this village as for two trusting me. I have kept my word to Naruto. Said Kyuubi. Now I must get going. Kyuubi, let's make a deal. Said Tsunade as the Kyuubi stopped in his tracks and turned and looked at her. You have nothing to offer me. Said Kyuubi. Information. Jiraiya has a network of spies all working to find the Akatsuki. Said Tsunade. So do I. Said Kyuubi. Then 2 forces are better than 1. Said Tsunade. We share information about the Akatsuki. In return of what? Asked Kyuubi. Naruto, we want him back. Said Tsunade. Naruto is free to come and go as he pleases and I will not force him to go anywhere. Said Kyuubi. Then have some of us come back with you. We want to talk to Naruto to see him. Said Tsunade. Who are we talking about? Asked Kyuubi. His teammate Sakura Haruno and his sensei Kakashi Hatake. Said Tsunade. Very well, we will meet in your office in an hour. Said Kyuubi as he disappeared in a burst of fire. Lady Tsunade, what are you doing? Asked Sakura. Trying to get in touch with Naruto. Said Tsunade. You were Naruto's teammate so you can find out how much time he changed and Kakashi can find out just how much his strength changed. I see. Said Kakashi as he looked at Sakura. We should pack and get prepared for anything. Jiraiya looked at Tsunade as people started to walk away. Are you sure about this? Asked Jiraiya. The council will not like the fact that you are working with the Kyuubi. They don't like anything I do. Said Tsunade. Also, if I get Naruto back then I don't care. Then why not send me instead of Sakura and Kakashi? Said Jiraiya. Because I can't send the spy master. We need to hold up our end of the bargain. Said Tsunade. I'll get on my contacts. Said Jiraiya. But do you think Naruto will want to come back? He looks like his father, and I am betting deep down he is still the same Naruto. Said Tsunade. I hope you're right on this one. Said Jiraiya. You tend to lose on your bets. Let's hope I win this one. Said Tsunade. You're doing what? Asked Naruto as he looked at the Kyuubi. I am bringing Sakura Haruno and Kakashi Hatake here. Said Kyuubi. Why? Asked Naruto. To get information on the Akatsuki. Stated the Kyuubi as Naruto's eyes narrower. Bull. Snapped Naruto. I am not lying, Naruto. Stated the Kyuubi. There is more. Snapped Naruto. If anything, your actions today prove that you lost your ability to interact well with humans. Said Kyuubi, and you are a human. But why them? Asked Naruto. It is what the Hokage pick. Said Kyuubi. Fine. said Naruto as he turned and headed toward the training ground to work off some pent-up rage. Also because you can't master the Sage mode until you figure out your feelings toward the vixen, thought Kyuubi. Sakura had rushed home as fast as her legs could go. She burst through the door and sprinted up the stairs and into her room. Sakura, is that you? Asked her mom from downstairs. Yeah, mom, yelled Sakura from upstairs as she started packing everything she could find. She didn't know what she would all need, so she started packing everything, including things she likely wouldn't need. As she finished packing, her mom appeared in her doorway. You have a mission? Asked her mother Rin Haruno. Sakura turned to look at her mom Rin Haruno. In a lot of ways Sakura looked like a younger clone of her mom. They both had pink hair, however her mother's reached her butt. They both had the same eye color. Most of Rin's friends, including Ino's mother, had said Sakura was a younger version of her mother. Yeah, do you remember when I told you we saw Naruto on our last mission? Said Sakura. Yeah, said Rin with hate in her voice. Crap, mom always hated Naruto-kun and tried everything to get me off his team. Thought Sakura. I never knew why and she never told me why, but dad was killed by the Kyuubi, and since Kyuubi was sealed inside Naruto, that explained why she hated him. Well, we got a lead on where he may be, and Kakashi-sensei and I are going to see if we can find him, said Sakura. Laid Sakura. Don't lie to me, Sakura, stated Rin. Crap. Somehow she can find out when I am lying, thought Sakura. Well, our source of information is the nine-tailed fox, Kyuubi, said Sakura as Rin's eyes widened. What? Yelled Rin as Sakura finished packing. Naruto doesn't have the Kyuubi in him anymore, mom, said Sakura as Rin's eyes widened even more. Yes, I know about his past. Then you know what that thing did to our family. He took away your father, snapped Rin. And the Kyuubi and Naruto are two different people, explained Sakura as she put her backpack on. You can't blame Naruto for the sins of the fox. I can blame whoever I want. Sakura, I forbid you to go, ordered Rin. Mom, even if I wasn't ordered by Lady Hokage I would still go, said Sakura as she pushed past her mother and headed out the door, slamming it behind her. She bolted to the Hokage's office. She stopped outside the door only to hear crying coming from within. She pressed her ear against the door only to hear Hinata's voice. Why not? Cried Hinata. Hinata, like it or not, Sakura was on Naruto's team when they were genin, said Tsunade. But she doesn't care about Naruto-kun, she cares about Sasuke, said Hinata as Sakura tightened her fist. How dare she accuses me of not caring about Naruto-kun, thought Sakura as she fought the need to punch the door down and beat Hinata senseless for what she was saying. Hinata, I am sorry, but let's face the facts. Sakura and Naruto have been closer than you and Naruto, said Tsunade. They have been though more together. But, said Hinata. Hinata, I am sorry, but we need to get Naruto back, and that is why I am sending his teammates, said Tsunade. But, I love him, said Hinata shakily. I know, Hinata, and when we get Naruto back, and Sakura and Kakashi are best for that, said Tsunade. When we get Naruto back, then you can try and make him fall for you. Very well, said Hinata as Sakura heard her walk toward the door. Sakura stood back as the door opened and Hinata walked out. Her head was down and she had a bag on her shoulder. She wanted to take our place, thought Sakura as Hinata looked up at Sakura with hate in her eyes. It was the first time Sakura ever saw that amount of hate in her friend's eyes. You can come in now, Sakura, said Tsunade as Sakura rushed by a pissed-off Hinata and entered the Hokage's office, closing the door behind her. Yes, sensei, said Sakura. This is a very risky mission. You will go into the world full of demons and up against the Kyuubi himself, said Tsunade. If it brings Naruto home, I don't care about the danger, said Sakura defiantly. Good, because your mission is to bring Naruto home, said Tsunade. Good luck with that, said a new voice as they turned to see the white fox known as Katara sitting by the door. Naruto can come and go as he pleases, you will have to convince him, and if you force him then we will have problems. I thought Kyuubi was coming, asked Tsunade. He was too busy to come, so I was sent. I mean, I will be queen once the Kyuubi retires and his son takes the throne, said Katara with a grin. Of course that isn't going to happen for a while. Sorry if I am late, started Kakashi as he walked in. We don't care, said Tsunade as she looked toward the fox. Now before you come to our world, you must know the rules, said Katara. You are not allowed to leave the government complex without a guard. You may not enter the Kyuubi's private quarters or government offices. If you are found to break those rules then you will be sent home. We understand, said Kakashi as he closed his orange book before placing it in his back pocket. Very well, you will stay as long as you follow the rules or until Naruto finishes his training, said Katara as her eyes glowed before a swirling tornado of chakra engulfed the room. Tsunade had to cover her eyes from the force of the chakra. When she reopened them they were gone. Good luck, said Tsunade. However, Sakura and Kakashi were in a strange situation. They found themselves in a courtyard, but not just any courtyard, it was huge. The floor was of flat polished stone and in front of them was a huge staircase leading up to an even larger red building. Imagine the Forbidden City in China. There were foxes of all different sizes, colors and tail numbers, however most were below 5 tails. More than a few foxes turned and looked at the strange newcomers. Followed me, ordered Katara as they started up the massive numbers of stairs toward the center building. Why are they looking at us? Asked Sakura. Simply, apart from Naruto, you are the first human that 95% of them have ever seen, said Katara. It would be as if a demon fox walked down your village's main street. I see. Where is Naruto? Asked Sakura. Straightforward as always, Vixen, said Katara as Sakura glared at her. He is in the main training field. I'll take you. Thanks, said Sakura as she and Kakashi were led toward the center of the huge building. They walked past huge columns covered with images of foxes, all covered with gold and silver. Their eyes were made of diamonds and rubies, giving them a weird look as if stone foxes were alive and looking out at here. They walked past many rooms lined with gold and the finest wood Sakura had ever seen. In those rooms were strange items along with things she knew all too well. Finally they reached a large stone platform surrounded on all sides by buildings. There in the center of the shirtless Naruto. He was fighting against a human with black hair. They were going full go. Fire style, giant fireball, just you, yelled the human as he breathed a giant fireball at Naruto. Wind style, air bullet, yelled Naruto as the fireball was cut in half by Naruto's attack. Naruto, Saito, said Katara as the two stopped their training. The unknown human turned into the black fox they had seen before. We have guessed. I see, said Naruto as he turned and walked away. Naruto, Lord Kyuubi ordered you not to be rude, said Katara defiantly. I know, said Naruto as he bent down and picked up a towel. He quickly whipped the sweat from his body and putting on a thin shirt that stuck to his body. However, walking up to someone covered with sweat and smelly is rude. Just look at this body, said inner Sakura as she remembered the muscles on Naruto. Yeah, said Sakura back, mentally licked her lips. So how are doing, Naruto? Asked Kakashi as if he had seen him every day for years. Good, said Naruto flatly. Good, is that all you have to say? Asked Sakura. What do you want me to say? Asked Naruto, sensing the tension building. Kakashi decided to change the subject. This may be a dumb question, but why would demon foxes need to able to turn into humans? Asked Kakashi. Simple. It allows them to keep tabs on the human world better, said Naruto. Also it helps me train. At least I don't have to turn into a human anymore. You can train against your first sensei and the vixen, said Saito. They pose no real threat to me. said Naruto as Sakura's eyes narrowed. Let's show him what we can do, said inner Sakura. Maybe after we show him how strong we are he will talk to us instead of talk down to us. Yeah, said Sakura back. Is something wrong Naruto-kun? You worried that you will lose to a girl, said Sakura as she glared into Naruto's eyes. No, said Naruto, however it is late and you arrived just before supper and Lord Kyuubi gets upset when any more is late for a formal supper. He is right, Lord Kyuubi is a stickler for being on time, said Katara. Fine, said Sakura. Naruto, why don't you show them to their house since they are staying with you, said Katara. Fine, said Naruto as he started walking down a side path. Follow me. You know my father ordered you to show them to their rooms, said Saito as he looked at Katara. Yeah, said Katara. You're trying to set Naruto up with the pink vixen, aren't you? Asked Saito as Katara just grinned before turning and walking away. However, as she walked, she accidentally let one of her tails run down Saito's muzzle and the side of his face. Damn, vixens, thought Saito as Katara walked away. He wasn't going to let his future mate win by showing he was interested in her. Here, said Naruto as he opened a door and led them into the largest greeting area that Sakura had ever seen. There was a huge center courtyard with a large fountain. Behind waterfall was a staircase leading up to a second floor. Ground floor is living room, training room and other basic stuff, explained Naruto. Upstairs are the bedrooms. I don't care which ones you take. Can we take yours? Asked Sakura with a wink as Naruto just looked at her. No, said Naruto, I would hurry up and place your bags in your rooms. We leave in 10 minutes. With that, Naruto disappeared up the staircase before disappearing into a side room that must be the bedroom. I'll take the room away from Naruto, said Kakashi with a wink as he walked up the stairs. Sakura walked up the stairs and took the bedroom right beside Naruto. Maybe we can get into Naruto-kun's bedroom, said inner Sakura as Sakura opened the door to her new bedroom. Her eyes widened at what she saw. There was a huge bed with columns at each corner and a red silk canopy over the red coverings. She jumped onto the soft bed looking up at the ceiling. She could hear water running nearby. Naruto must be taking a shower, thought Sakura. If only we shared bathrooms, then maybe I can accidentally walk in on him or him me. Too bad we don't, said inner Sakura as Sakura looked toward her private bathroom. A few minutes later, the sound of Naruto's voice came from outside her door. It's time, said Naruto. All right, I am about to have dinner with a bunch of demons, including the one who killed my father, thought Sakura as she straightened her cloths before heading out the door. She walked out the door and saw Naruto and Kakashi waiting by the water fountain. Sakura and Kakashi's head were looking around as they walked into the main dining hall. It was the greatest sight Sakura had seen in a long line of great sights she had seen that day. It had a large vaulted ceiling with diamonds and other rare jewels in the ceilings, making the ceiling look like a starry night sky. There was a huge ancient-looking dark wood table. Around it sat a dozen foxes, all with different numbers of tails and different colors. At the head of the table was the Kyuubi. Ah, Naruto, you are on time, said Kyuubi. As always, said an elder fox. Who are the other two humans? Asked another elder. Naruto, are you going to introduce your friends? Said Kyuubi. Yes, sir, said Naruto. This is Sakura Haruno and Kakashi Hatake of the village hidden in the leaves. Your former teammates, correct? Asked a light blue fox with 7 tails. Yes, Councilman Gyako, I see you have been listening to your daughter, said Naruto with a smile as Gyako smiled back before laughing a bit. Well, it is kind of hard not to listen to her. She takes after her mother, said Gyako as he looked toward Katara, who sat beside Saito to the right of Kyuubi. Please take a seat, said Kyuubi as Naruto walked over and sat to the left of Kyuubi across from Saito. You too. Sakura decided to sit beside Naruto with Kakashi sitting beside the demon fox Gyako. Now that everyone is here we may eat, said Kyuubi as Sakura looked at the food for the first time. It was strange, it was almost the same thing she expected to see at a human table. However, there was a lot more meat and few vegetables. Sakura couldn't help but watch as the demon foxes used their multiple tails to pick up the food in their cups. Sakura looked over and saw Naruto eating as if it was normal. Kakashi was doing the same. Sakura reached up and took food of her own. So Naruto, does this vixen belongs to you? Asked Gyako as Sakura's eyes widened. No, said Naruto, as far as I know Sakura is unclaimed. What are you talking about? No one owns me. Snapped Sakura. Calm down Sakura, said Naruto as Sakura looked at him. They are asking if you're my girlfriend. But they said own and claim. Said Sakura. Different meanings, said Naruto. See, when a demon fox is dating each other, they claim each other and other demon foxes are not allowed to date them. Owning means that they are married, they own each other and no one else is allowed to take them. Ah, said Sakura. I am sorry for the word mix-up. Naruto was confused the first year he was at our table, said Gyako. I see, said Gyako. I am sorry for the mix-up. That is okay, said Sakura. So why are you here? Asked another female Snow White fox, named Musique. Well, that is a complicated issue, said Kakashi. We are here for two reasons. First, to find out how much my old student has changed and to try and get him to come back to the village once he is finished here. I see, and I sense another reason, said Musique as she looked at Sakura. Mother, please don't pry into other personal business, said Katara. Very well, said Musique to her eldest daughter. So Lord Kyuubi, how are talks going with the sharks? Asked another fox. Sharks? Asked Sakura as she looked toward Naruto, who was pouring himself another glass of water. You know there are 5 major ninja nations? Asked Naruto. Yeah, the lands of fire, wind, earth, lightning and water each has their own ninja village, said Kakashi. Tension isn't just in human nature, said Naruto. There are 6 major demon village, each populated by a different summon. So sharks is a different village and a different summons? Asked Sakura. Correct, young vixen, said Kyuubi. The demon sharks are on a different side of an alliance between the 6 demon summons left over from the last demon war. Demon war? Asked Sakura as Naruto closed his eyes and rubbed his temples in frustration. Listen Sakura, most humans believe that demons cannot be killed. That is totally wrong. A demon's lifespan is measured in millions of years, but they still can be killed, said Naruto. When I was but a 3-tailed, the war broke out, said Kyuubi. An alliance between the foxes, bears and our wolves cousin lead to tension with the other alliance of the snakes, sharks and scorpions. This tension lead to war. This was before the first human came to be, but a war unlike anything we humans have ever seen, chakra on scales that we can never imagine, said Naruto. It ended with nothing changing. The death god who acts like a neutral party just told them to end it. I see, said Sakura. How long do you demons live for? Sakura, how old do you think I am? Asked Katara. About my age 16. Asked Sakura. In a way you are correct, but we age slower. I am 16 million years old, said Katara. I will likely die between 85 million and 100 million, that is how long we live. I had no idea, said Sakura. Yes, I am nearing retirement age myself, said Kyuubi. Please don't say that, Lord Kyuubi, said Katara. Once my son here has mastered 6 tails, I will hand the throne over to him, said Kyuubi. That should happen in another 5 million years. 10 if my future son-in-law doesn't grow up some more, laughed Gyako as Saito pouted at his future father-in-law actions. So you two are engaged? Asked Sakura as she looked at Saito and Katara. Ever since we were born, said Saito. Yeah, I am the first daughter of the head house of wind and Saito is first son of the house of fire, said Katara, and our firstborn male pup will be arranged to be married as you humans say to the first daughter of the House of Water. It goes around though the 5 chakra types which one represented by a royal house, said Kyuubi. I see. Does arranged marriages happen to all demon foxes? Asked Sakura. No, only between the son of the Lord and the first female of the next house, said Muzik. What if they don't like each other? Asked Sakura. If both agree to it then their arranged mating cannot happen, said Kyuubi, however though out history that has never happened. I see, said Sakura as she noticed that everyone was finishing up their meals. Why don't we retire for the evening? Said Kyuubi as he looked at Kakashi and Sakura. I know how far Naruto has come but I want to know how he compares to people he grew up with. What does that? Asked Sakura. Tomorrow morning you guys fight me, said Naruto with a grin. Crap, can we really hurt Naruto-kun? Asked inner Sakura. We have to because we have to show Naruto-kun that we are strong, said Sakura back as she followed Naruto and Kakashi back toward their home. Naruto didn't say anything as they walked toward the house and as soon as he walked into the house he walked up to his room, closing the door, the lock sounding behind him. Kakashi-sensei, why is Naruto acting this way? Asked Sakura only to see that her sensei had his perverted book out. Well, said Kakashi as he closed his book, that is a difficult. First you know about the demon that used to be within Naruto. Yeah, said Sakura. Well, anyone my age or older would know full well what was within him, and we all lost someone near to us, said Kakashi. We all hated the Kyuubi therefore. They hated Naruto-kun, said Sakura. Yeah, and then the villagers went around beating him up or worst, said Kakashi remembering the reports. Imagine Sakura having everyone hate you and you have no idea why. I would hate everyone, said Sakura. That is what happened to Gaara but Naruto didn't he keep driving for accepts and then he made friends with Sasuke, you and the others even though deep down I think he feared what would happen if you guys found out about his demon, said Kakashi. But we know now, said Sakura. Yeah, and he has spent years with very little human content, said Kakashi, and he may have more personal reasons. Just give him time, Sakura, just give him time. Okay, said Sakura as Kakashi and her walked up and stairs and went into their separate rooms. Sakura quickly showered and lied down on the bed. She didn't know what made her fall asleep so fast. Maybe it was the silk sheets and soft pillow or maybe just maybe it was the sound of Naruto's breathing coming in ever so softly from the against room. Meanwhile Kyuubi and Gyako walked down one of the well-lit corridors. They could look out the window and see with ease the outline of the sleeping village outside the walls of the ancient compound. Old friend, you and I may not have gotten along well in our puphood. In fact I would almost compare the two of us to the relationship Naruto and Sasuke Uchiha had until Sasuke betrayed his village, said Kyuubi, but I hope we can set those old issues aside for the tasks that are to come. Don't worry about me, said Gyako. I could tell you were a lot more worried about the sharks than you let on at dinner. Correct, they are starting to move and when they start everyone starts, said Kyuubi. Then I have to ask, why did you take the human Naruto on as a student? You must have known that it would piss off the other nations, stated Gyako. I knew, but I had reasons why Naruto needed to come here, said Kyuubi to his old friend. They are, asked Gyako. One, because of all the pain and suffering he suffered in his life because of me needed to be repaid, said Kyuubi. Is that all? Asked Gyako. No, I need him to deal with Akatsuki in the human world. We can't send a bunch of forces down into the human world after them, it would break the treaty, but Naruto is a human with our summoning pack, said Kyuubi. I see, he can go after the Akatsuki for us, said Gyako, and if he should need us he can summon us, and since it is a summon it is allowed in the treaty. Yes, the Akatsuki may not be a huge threat to our nation but they are a problem I would rather not deal with, said Kyuubi, and since the treaty ending the last war allows the use of summons in the human world it is perfectly legal. Yes, Humans had just figured out how to mold chakra by the time the war ended, said Gyako, but doesn't the treaty limit the number of summons you can have? Yes, 4 people can have the summoning ability in the alliances of nations, said Kyubi, 4 total summons to be split among our allies and us and 4 summons for the enemy. I never will understand why your mother instated that your father put 4 summons total instead of having each nation only having 1. Asked Gyako, it means that one group will have 2 summons instead of 1. Well, mother was always a little crazy, said Kyubi, however she was normally right about things. Are you thinking about giving the humans you had brought here the ability to summon us like you have given Naruto? Asked Gyako. No, the alliance members were already upset with me for when I gave it to Naruto. I am not going to push them unless I need to, said Kyubi. A wise choose, said Gyako as he looked up at the full moon. Well, I am going to retire. I can't wait to see the humans fight tomorrow. Yes, it should be quite entertaining, said Kyubi with a grin. The next morning Sakura and Kakashi found themselves staring down Naruto from across a small training field. The demon foxes stood by the edge of the training field. Now Naruto, I want to see how much you improved, so no using summoning packs, same goes for you too, said Kyubi as he looked at the humans. Works for me, said Naruto as he pulled his sword and looked at his former team. I am ready when you two are, said Naruto as Kakashi pulled up his headband showing his Sharingan eyes as Sakura tightened her gloves. Here we come, Naruto-kun, said Sakura as she charged forward. Sakura charged forward toward Naruto, who just stood there watching her, ran toward him. When she was within feet of him, she suddenly jumped into the air. A second, Naruto noticed a large fireball coming at him and there was no time to move out of the way. The humans worked together to engulf Naruto, said Gyako. Yes, but on some level Naruto let them do it, said Kyubi as the fire suddenly lowered, showing Naruto standing in the flames without a scratch on him. He stood like a pillar of ice among the flames. Take this, yelled Sakura as she came down from the sky with her fist ready. Naruto simply raised his sword, letting it take the blow. The sword groaned from the force of Sakura's attack. Naruto tried not to look stunned at the sword actually started to bend from the force. Damn, how strong is she, if she can bend demon steel. This steel is the strongest in the world and yet she is bending it, thought Naruto as he flipped the sword, sending Sakura flying back. Sakura flipped in mid-air using her feet to bounce off the wall of the inner court. Suddenly Naruto spun around to face Kakashi coming in with a sword of his own. I didn't know you had a sword, Kakashi, asked Naruto as he looked into Kakashi's eyes, including his red Sharingan with his own red demon eyes. I was an Anbu captain, it's standard issue, said Kakashi as the two of them stepped back, Naruto raising his sword so that he held it above his shoulder. True, I normally keep it sealed, but this works. Well, it's been a while since I had a sword-on-sword fight, this may prove useful, said Naruto as he sidestepped a surprise attack by Sakura from behind. Impressive. Naruto was able to dodge the attack without even looking, said another council member. Naruto needs to stop messing around, he is wasting time, said Saito. Or he is just putting on a show, said Katara as Naruto, Sakura and Kakashi slowly walked around in circle. When they completed a half circle, Naruto lowered his sword and ran through hand signs. He slammed his hand on the ground. Naruto, no summoning, yelled Sakura. Who said I am summoning? Asked Naruto as suddenly a seal appeared on the ground. The ground glowed yellow before Kakashi's sword flew to the ground, followed a second later by Kakashi and Sakura. What the? Asked Sakura. Gravity seal, said Naruto. It raises the gravity under your feet, making it almost impossible to move unless you're used to it. I kept it low just so that you keep you alive. I wouldn't be sure about that, said Sakura as Kakashi appeared behind Naruto with a kunai pointed right above his spine. With that, Kakashi and Sakura disappeared, leaving only the real Kakashi standing there with a kunai pointed right at Naruto's spine. I would almost be impressed if I didn't know what you were up to, said Naruto as he disappeared in a puff of smoke. It's a clone? Asked Sakura. Yeah. I saw when Kakashi made a clone when I was dealing with Sakura's attack and when Sakura made her clone when Kakashi and I crossed swords, said Naruto as he appeared out of slight gust of wind. Now it's my turn. Naruto quickly ran through hand signs so fast that not even Kakashi's Sharingan I could keep track of. Wind style vortex just you, yelled Naruto as he placed his hand up to his lips. For a second Sakura thought Naruto was going to breathe out a fireball since it looked just like when Sasuke used his great fireball just you. However, instead of a fireball, Naruto breathed out a tornado of whipping chakra. Get back, yelled Kakashi as he jumped over the attack. Sakura followed suit but she was too slow. Her foot got caught in the attack. The wind-laced chakra ripped apart her boat, cutting into her skin. Sakura jumped back, pain shooting up her leg. She looked down to see that her bottom part of her boat was gone and deep cuts ran across the leg. Sakura, are you alright? Asked Kakashi as Sakura applied healing chakra onto her foot. The cuts hurt like a bitch but it wasn't life-threatening and wouldn't leave a scar. I'll be alright, said Sakura as she started to heal the wound. Suddenly the sound of breaking bones brought Sakura back to the battle. She looked up to see that when Kakashi was talking to her, Naruto had come down and hit Kakashi with the back of his sword, the blunt end. If Naruto had hit Kakashi with the sharp end of, then Kakashi would have been cut clean in two. Instead, Kakashi's clavicle bone broke. Kakashi was about to keep fighting until Naruto's sword struck again, this time on Kakashi's femur. The strongest bone in the body broke in two from Naruto's attack. Stay down, Kakashi, said Naruto, or else I have to break more bones. He's right, Kakashi-sensei, stay down, said Sakura. Now it's my turn. Don't be silly, you're hurt, said Naruto, only to get a roundhouse kick by Sakura. This time it wasn't a clone, it was the real Naruto and he got hit hard. He went flying 20 feet before crashing into the dirt. Katara, you're a medical fox, right? Asked Sakura without keeping her eyes off Naruto. Yeah, said Katara. Can you heal Kakashi-sensei? Asked Sakura. Sure, said Katara as she went into action. She may not know humans that well, but the breaks were clean and easy to fix. It's just you and me now, Naruto-kun, said Sakura with a grin as she tried not to wince in pain from her still bleeding foot. You should have just have stayed down, said Naruto as he spat out a bit of blood onto the ground. It would have been easier. It isn't in my nature to stay down, said Sakura, or are you afraid that you will lose to me? She is trying to piss Naruto off, asked Katara so that only Kakashi could hear as she healed Kakashi. That and flirt with him at the same time, said Kakashi as he moved his healed shoulder up and down. I am guessing I can't rejoin the fight. No, said Katara. Once you are treated by an outside medic, you are out of the battle, it's the rules. Sakura is on her own. Interesting, I thought the young vixen would have given up by now, said Gyako. She is out to show that she is strong now, said Kyuubi as he remembered what he saw from Naruto's eyes. She was extremely weak when she was a pup and counted on Naruto and her other teammate Sasuke Uchiha to protect her, said Kyuubi. So she is out to prove herself, said Gyako. No, there is something more in her eyes, said Muzik. Sakura just stood there and watched as Naruto took off his coat and tossed it aside. Threw his sword aside. Giving up, Naruto-kun? Asked Sakura with a laugh as Naruto cracked his knuckles. No, you want a fist fight, then I'll give you a fist fight, said Naruto as he got into a stance. Sakura charged forward and delivered a kick to the Naruto's face, however Naruto raised up his hands blocking the blow. Sakura was surprised to see that Naruto had put a wall of chakra around his arms. The chakra took most of the blow, this way Naruto's arms are not broken. Sakura tried to punch Naruto, only have Naruto grab her arm once again. Naruto used chakra to stop himself from taking the blow. Naruto then threw her back a bit before kicking her in the gut. So hard that she passed out from the blow as she went flying back. She was about to crash into a wall, however, a second before she hit the ground, a Naruto clone caught her. The clone then bounced off the wall and landed onto the ground. The clone then lowered Sakura to the ground before disappearing in a puff of smoke. How was that, Lord Kyuubi? Asked Naruto as he bowed down to the Kyuubi. You did very well, said Kyuubi. You only made one critical mistake. You thought Sakura was down when she wasn't. I am sorry, my lord, said Naruto. Remember, Naruto, an enemy with fight the hardest right before they fall, said Kyuubi, so always be on guard. Yes, sir, said Naruto. One more then, Naruto. Why did you send a clone to caught Sakura? Asked Kyuubi. The battle was over, said Naruto. It is the duty of any warrior to show mercy even to defeated enemies. I see, said Kyuubi. You may clean up and rest. Thank you, my lord, said Naruto as he went up and picked up his sword and his cloths before walking away. Naruto has improved a lot since he has come here, said Gyako as he and Kyuubi along with the others lord left the training field. Yes, he is about ready to leave, said Kyuubi. Meanwhile, Sakura had finally awoke only to see Kakashi standing there. What happened? Asked Sakura. Naruto beat both of us, said Kakashi, then he walked away. He just left us here? Asked Sakura. Well, he did caught you before you crashed into a wall, said Katara as Sakura looked at her and smiled just a bit. So maybe he does care a bit, said Sakura. Maybe, said Katara. Elsewhere on the palace ground, Naruto walked down a side corridor just thinking. Why did I hold back on her? I didn't go full go on her. I couldn't punch her at full strength. Why did I hold back? Yelled Naruto to himself as felt like punching a wall. So how are you doing, Naruto? Asked Saito as he appeared beside Naruto. I have been better, said Naruto as he let out a breath. Saito was one of the few people, foxes, he could talk to with easy. They had been training together ever since he arrived, and in terms of demons years he was the same age as Naruto. I couldn't bring myself to go full go against Sakura. I see the vixen has that much power over you, asked Saito. Yes, what does that mean? Asked Naruto. Until yesterday I hadn't seen her for years, but yet she's still this hold on me. Well, I don't know humans that well, you're the only one I ever gotten along with, said Saito. However, I have heard of cases when even the strongest members of our military couldn't bring themselves to raise a paw against their mates even in training. The instincts to protect was too strong to overcome. Sakura isn't my mate, stated Naruto. I know, but maybe a part of you wishes she was, and that part can't bring yourself to go full go against her, said Saito as Naruto glared at him for even suggesting he had feelings for Sakura. I am not saying I am right, but it is just what I think it is. Well, you're wrong, stated Naruto forcefully. Well, then go meditate on it and find your answer and stop bugging me, said Saito. Fine, said Naruto as he stormed off toward his favorite mediation spot. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the world, two scouts reported to their leader. Sir, the Kyuubi's student Naruto Uzumaki has gotten stronger, said one of the scouts. I see. How strong? Asked their ruler. At least a 3, maybe a 4-tail fox, said the other scout. That strong? Asked the leader. It is hard to know for sure, and I am basing it off what I have seen overall, but yes, said the scout. I see. He may prove a small problem, but a problem we can easily fix, said their ruler. How so, my lord? Asked another scout. We play the same game as the Kyuubi and get a student of my own to counteract Naruto, said the lord, and from the reports I have the perfect person in mind. Who, my lord? A young human who already has a summoning contract with our lower cousins, said the lord of the demon snakes Seamus. His name is Sasuke Uchiha. We will find him at once, my lord, said the snake scouts. Good, said Lord Seamus as the snake scouts left. Sasuke Uchiha, you may be what I need in order to destroy the Kyuubi and the demon foxes. The fifth Hokage of the village hidden in the leaves Tsunade sat behind a desk looking at some paperwork. It was getting late in the evening and even Shizune had gone home. Suddenly she felt another person in the room. All her ninja training told her that she wasn't alone in the room. Who is there? Asked Tsunade as suddenly the lights in the room dimmed until the only source of light was the small desk lamp. Out of the darkness two red silted eyes appeared. Hello Lady Hokage, said a voice as an image of Kyuubi walked out of the darkness. Ha, Kyuubi, said Tsunade trying not to show fear at the most powerful demon lord known to man. I thought it would be good if the two of us talked about Naruto away from others, said Kyuubi. Then talk, ordered Tsunade. In order to talk about Naruto's new part in the world I need to correct major problems with your knowledge about demons, said Kyuubi. I am listening, said Tsunade. First, the other eight-tailed beasts as you call them or what you call them, beasts, said Kyuubi, they are beasts with little to no culture or anything in the way of civilization. I and my kind are not one of them. They are savages compared to us. I see, said Tsunade. However, they are not a huge part of the world, they are small fries compared to the 6 demon nations, said Kyuubi. Demon nations? Asked Tsunade. As we explained to Sakura Haruno and Kakashi Hatake, it is like your ninja nations, said Kyuubi, however each nation is populated by a different summon demon. I see, said Tsunade. Yes, there are the wolves, lions, snakes, sharks, scorpions and the foxes of course. Of course, said Tsunade as she looked at the Kyuubi, let me guess these demon nations are divided down the middle 3 on 3. Correct. The wolves, lions and foxes have been in alliance together for over 900 million years and the snakes, sharks and scorpions have been in one even longer, said Kyuubi. This is one thing I don't understand. I have the slug contract, Jiraiya has the toad contract and Orochimaru has the snake, but I know for a fact that our summons were pretty equal in power, said Tsunade, and yet they don't stand a chance against a demon like you, so how can there be a demon snake? The snakes Orochimaru has is a lower class of snakes, not a demon-level summon, said Kyuubi, they are in a world separate than us and they stay out of our way. That is why when Naruto signed our summoning contract he lost the ability to summon toads, they are a lower summoning group and we don't like to share summons. I see, said Tsunade, that explains why even the toads thought Naruto was dead and they know where all their summons are. Does anyone else have the demon summoning besides Naruto? Asked Tsunade. Unknown but highly unlikely. I know none in my alliances have summons and the other 3 nations hate humans more than the other demons, said Kyuubi. Wait, Naruto had the death god summons, how does that work? Asked Tsunade as the Kyuubi grinned. You're smarter than I thought, said Kyuubi. See, the death god is a neutral party in the demon world, anyone who signs a demon summon pact can sign with him. He doesn't care what happens as long as he gets souls. The only time he has stopped anything was during the Great Demon War. Demon War? Asked Tsunade. Do you think warfare is just limited to humans? Asked Kyuubi. I guess not, said Tsunade. I was but a young 3-tailed demon when the war broke out, said Kyuubi. Young? Asked Tsunade. We have a longer lifespan than you humans, but we do age and we can die, said Kyuubi. If you compare demon years to human years, Naruto and my son, Saito are the same age and you and I are about the same age. I see, said Tsunade as she began to wonder about the age difference between father and son. Well, I was just a young 3-tailed when the war broke out, as you can imagine it was bloody, said Kyuubi. All wars are bloody, said Tsunade. Yes, the war almost caused the extinction of both sides. That is why the death god stopped the war. He wants people to die, but if everyone dies then he stops getting souls, said Kyuubi. However, the ended after I lost my mate-to-be. You know how that feels, don't you? What? Asked Tsunade. I can see it in your eyes, Tsunade. You lost someone close to you, closer than almost anyone. A future mate, said Kyubi as Tsunade lowered her head as she remembered back to that horrible day almost 30 years ago. To the day after her lover and boyfriend at the time Dan had died. Flashback. A 26-year-old Tsunade lied on a bed crying her eyes out. She hugged a pillow that used to belong to the person she shared the bed with. Dan. They had been dating for almost 2 years, but now he was dead. With all her medical skills she could save him. The person she held closest to her heart was gone. She pulled the pillow to her and just smelled his scent. Why Dan? Why? Asked Tsunade as she let out a scream and threw the pillow across the room. Why did you have to die on me? Tsunade didn't know how long she sat there crying until she walked and picked the pillow up. When she picked it up she noticed something. There in the pillow was a small scroll. What the? Asked Tsunade as she pulled the scroll out. It had Dan's hard-to-read handwriting on the side. She broke the seal and opened the scroll. When she did, a small puff of smoke appeared. Her eyes widened as she saw what came out of the scroll. It was a ring box. Tsunade reached out with her shaking hands as she opened the box to show a simple diamond ring with her birthstone on either side of the diamond. Oh my god, said Tsunade as she snapped the box close. She couldn't look at it. However, when she looked down at the scroll again, there was a list. Tsunade looked at the scroll. There was a whole plan laid out on the scroll. However, instead of a battle plan, it was Dan's plan to ask for her hand in marriage. He had everything planned out, a walk in the park after a dinner and then popping the question on a park bench. Tsunade's tears fell like waterfall as she saw the date he had planned to ask her. It was today. End flashback. Tsunade never told anyone what she found that day, not even Shizune, Dan's niece. She couldn't bring herself to tell Shizune that if it wasn't for Dan dying she would be Shizune's aunt. Yes, I know how it feels, said Tsunade. My future to be mate, you could call her my fiancée, died in front of me, said Kyubi. I was never the same after that until I meet someone else. Her name was Isis. Was? Asked Tsunade. I have suffered the loss of a loved one not once but 2 times, said Kyubi. She died? Asked Tsunade. Yes, she died giving birth to our second pup, a girl we named Isla. However, she died a day after her mother, said Kyubi sadly as he looked out the window remembering that day, and for a moment Tsunade thought that Kyubi, the most powerful demon ever known by man, was about to cry over the loss of his maiden daughter. I am sorry, I can't imagine what it would be like to lose a child and a wife that close to the same time, said Tsunade. I was devastated to say the least. Foxes mate only once and for life. Losing her means even if someone could that her place no could, said Kyubi, and that is when Mandra Uchiha took advantage of my weakened state. What, he died a long time ago? Said Tsunade. Wrong, he is alive, said Kyubi. He controlled me and forced me to attack your village. What, that is why you attacked the village? Asked Tsunade. Yes, he wanted to get revenge on your village and I was the tool, said Kyubi. That is part of the reason why I want the Akatsuki gone, but I am not allowed to directly interfere with human affair. Naruto, said Tsunade. Naruto, said Kyubi, my tool to get revenge on them. I get my revenge and he gets the power to save Sasuke. A win-win for both of us. That is Naruto's only mission for you? Asked. No, I need him to destroy the Akatsuki and kill Mandra, said Kyubi. After that he is free to do as he pleases. That is why I wanted you to send the pink vixen to our world. What does Sakura have to do with your plan? Asked Tsunade. You know of the sage form, correct? Asked Kyubi. Yes, I never mastered the slug sage mode, but the pervert has mastered the toad form, said Tsunade. Naruto is near to mastering the demon fox sage mode, said Kyubi as Tsunade's eyes widened. However, his feelings are in the way. For Sakura? Asked Tsunade. Correct, said Kyubi. His confusion about his feelings for the vixen are in the way. Wait, you want him to lose his feelings for Sakura? You want him to become a heartless tool? yelled Sakura. Calm down. Did I say anything about him giving up his feelings about her? Asked Kyubi. You said his feelings were in the way, said Tsunade as the Kyubi laughed. No, I said his confusion about his feelings were in the way, said Kyubi as Tsunade blinked. What? I don't really care if he loves the vixen or hates the vixen, makes no real difference to me. However, I will say I am pulling for the vixen, said Kyubi. His confusion about how he feels is stopping him from mastering the form, and the only way to get rid of that confusion is by seeing Sakura himself and sorting it out himself. I see, said Tsunade. What about his attitude? He has never acted like that before. He has been hanging around with my son a little too long, that is a side reason why I wanted the vixen to come, said Kyubi. A vixen's touch usually cools down an attitude. Well, Sakura has the fists to calm him down, that's for sure, laughed Tsunade. Sometimes it takes tough love, said Kyubi. However, judging from what I saw today, it may not take that much. What are you talking about? Asked Tsunade. I had Naruto train with Kakashi and Sakura. At the end of the battle, Sakura was passed out while flying toward a wall, said Kyubi, and Naruto caught her before she hit the wall. I see, said Tsunade with a smile. Maybe Sakura can convince Naruto to come back to the village. Vixens in general are good in getting what they want, said Kyubi. However, it is Naruto's choice. I will not force him to come back to those hateful eyes. I understand, said Tsunade. Until we meet again, said Kyubi. Disappeared into nothingness as light returned and her office returned to normal. That was the weirdest meeting I ever had, said Tsunade as an Anbu appeared. Lord Hokage, said the Anbu. Yes, we have returned from the mission to the fire temple, said the Anbu. We have located and killed those behind, taking the bodies from their resting places. One of the people behind it was Kazuma, one of the 12 guardian ninjas. I see. I thought Asuma killed him, said Tsunade. It would seem not, said the Anbu. I see, said Tsunade. You're dismissed. Yes, Lady Hokage, said the Anbu as he disappeared. And the council thought I was wasting forces by sending an Anbu team to go check out those bodies disappearing. However, as soon as they find out about the Kyubi, they will be yelling like no other, thought Tsunade as she finally opened the bottle of shake on her desk and poured herself a large shot. She downed it in one go, trying not to smile because she knew if anyone could get Naruto home, it was Sakura. While Tsunade and the Kyubi talked, Naruto sat on top of the water of a pond under the freshly rose half moon. He had sat in mediation since the battle he had with Sakura and Kakashi. But no matter how much he tried to force Sakura out of his mind, he just couldn't. It was easy when he was in the middle of training with the Kyubi to force her out of his mind. The pain of training meant that he had to focus on just making it another minute. He couldn't focus on Sakura. However, now he had only one more thing to do until he finished his training, and Sakura was so close to him. He couldn't help but remember the smell of her strawberry-scented shampoo that he smelled when he had caught her. The fact that she was now calling him Naruto-kun didn't help in keeping her out of her mind. Naruto's eyes snapped open as he turned his head and looked toward one of the entrances. There, standing in the doorway leading out of the training area, was a human figure. He knew right away it wasn't a demon fox in human form. They hated that form and only took that form when they were about to train, and it wasn't Kakashi, that was for sure. Perfect, just fucking perfect, thought Naruto as he narrowed his eyes as Sakura walked toward him. Am I interrupting something, Naruto? Asked Sakura as she walked to the edge of the water. If I say you are, it won't stop you from leaving me alone, will it? Said Naruto. No, it will not, said Sakura as she crossed her arms and glared at Naruto. I want to hear the reason why you made a deal with the Kyubi, asked Sakura. Why not? Asked Naruto. Why not? He is a demon fox, yelled Sakura at the top of her lungs. Your point? Asked Naruto as he slowly got up from his cross-sitting position and looked at Sakura square in the eyes. He attacked our village, killed people and caused you so much pain, said Sakura. I was never hurt by the Kyuubi, I was hurt by people who believed I was the Kyuubi, explained Naruto. It was the villagers not the Kyuubi who beat me up almost every day. It was the villagers not the Kyuubi who robbed my place every other week, and it was the villagers not the Kyuubi who burned down my first apartment when I was 7. What? Asked Sakura. I didn't always live in that apartment you knew about. I lived in a different apartment near the East Gate, said Naruto. On my 7th birthday, I was sleeping in my bed when some villager threw a Molotov cocktail through my window, landing on my bed. But, if that happened, you would have been burned lot, said Sakura. I was. Over 80% of my body was covered with burns. I didn't know it at the time, but thanks to the Kyuubi the burns healed. So tell me, Sakura, who would you trust more? Snapped Naruto. The people who burned down a 7-year-old home and gave him 3rd-degree burns are the one who healed those burns. But what about us, your friends? Asked Sakura. We never hurt you. Yeah, you did, said Naruto. Or did you forget, Sakura, all those times you called me worthless, that you backed Sasuke's ideas just because he was so cool? Sakura lowered her head as she remembered those words she had used on Naruto when they were in school. She had a hard time finding a single complaint she ever gave him before they became teammates. You don't think being picked last for everything, not being allowed to sit with anyone at lunch, and being called a loser by everyone? Snapped Naruto with tears in his eyes. I never did anything wrong, and I tried to be friendly with everyone, and all I got in return was pain and loneliness. Naruto, said Sakura as she lowered her head. Did you never wonder why I pulled those pranks? Asked Naruto. No, said Sakura. Figures, you were popular, you had friends like Ino, said Naruto as he crossed his arms. The only way I could get anyone to even look at me beside in hateful glares was to pull those pranks. I needed what to put, it was the only way for a kid who was always alone to get some fucking attention. Or did you not notice that I pretty much stopped pulling them when I became a ninja and had people to talk to? It did stop when Naruto-kun became a ninja, said inner Sakura. Yeah, but I always thought it was because he was a ninja now and he grew up a bit, said Sakura back. But Naruto-kun, the rookie 12, we all became friends in time, said Sakura. Do you know what it was like to think you were dead? Flashback. It was a warm fall day, the type of day Naruto would have liked as a 12-year-old. Sakura along with the remaining members of the rookie 12 stood by a gravestone, along with their sensei and a few other people. They were all dressed in black as they looked at the name covered into the stone. Naruto Uzumaki. Why can't Naruto's tomb be with the other ninjas who died in battle? Asked Sakura. The council wouldn't allow it, said Kakashi. Why? He died for the village like any other ninja, said Sakura. They have their reasons, said Tsunade, none of them good. Goodbye, Naruto, said Sakura as she placed flowers on her teammate's grave. Orange flowers? Asked her best friend Ino. I thought Naruto-kun would like them, said Sakura, saying Naruto-kun for the first time with love in her voice. End flashback. If you guys had known the truth about me, then you would have celebrated just like everyone else did at my death, said Naruto. Let me guess, the villagers were dancing in the streets, eating and drinking at my death. Suddenly Naruto felt a hard slap across his cheek. The suddenly blow caused him to lose control of the chakra, keeping him standing on top of the water. He dropped down into the knee-high water. He whipped his head back around to see Sakura also standing in water. You son of a bitch! Cried Sakura, the tears following down her cheeks, joining the water in the pound at a steady rate. You hated when the villager judged you as the Kyuubi, and yet you judge your friends. You believed that we would hate you, our friend and our teammate, because of something out of your control. You should have given us a chance instead of rushing to judge us. Sakura, said Naruto. Then you let us think you died by the hands of Sasuke, yelled Sakura. And we thought that for fucking years and then out of the blue you show up and then you leave without saying so much of a word to us. What made you change Naruto-kun? What made you into such a heartless person like Sasuke? Like those villagers who couldn't look past the Kyuubi within you and see the true you? Asked Sakura. Why did you take the deal with the Kyuubi? Naruto lowered his head. I did it for you. Answered Naruto as he looked at the surface of the water. What? Asked Sakura. I did it for you, Sakura. Repeated Naruto. I did it to keep my promise to you. Flashback. Don't worry, Sakura-chan, I promise to bring Sasuke back, said a 12-year-old Naruto as he stood by the gate. He gave Sakura a thumbs up with that wide stupid smile covering his face. It a promise of a lifetime. End flashback. I promised you that I would bring Sasuke back to you and I will keep that promise no matter what it takes, said Naruto. So when Sasuke ran his Chidori through my body and I was about to die, I went to the Kyuubi and offered to set him free if he trained me and gave me the strength I needed to bring Sasuke back to you. You did all this just to keep a promise to me? Asked Sakura. Yes, said Naruto simply. I did it for you. Why did you do that for me? Asked Sakura. Because I loved you then, said Naruto. And now? Asked Sakura as her heart began to sour. Come on, say it, pleaded inner Sakura. I am not sure, said Naruto. What? Thought both Sakura. I don't know if I still like you or not, explained Naruto. I don't know how much you have changed and how much I have changed. We may so totally different now. I see, said Sakura sadly. I am sorry, Sakura-chan, said Naruto as he slowly walked past her and headed toward bed. Naruto-kun doesn't love me, cried Sakura, her heart breaking into millions of tiny pieces. No, he said he wasn't sure if he liked you still or not. He just isn't sure yet, said inner Sakura as Sakura's heart started to reform with newfound hope. We just need to get him to love us again, and judging from that fact, he said, Sakura-chan, we have a good chance of winning this fight. Chan. Yeah, he did call me Chan. Naruto-kun called me Sakura-chan, cried Sakura in joy. Naruto-kun is still in there. Correct, now all we have to do is get the real Naruto out, return that goofy dumb lovable smile to his face, said inner Sakura. We will begin first thing in the morning, said Sakura. Meanwhile, in a dark cave, a group of ninjas gathered. That group was the Akatsuki. So the nine-tailed Jinchuriki is alive, said a ghostly image of the leader of the Akatsuki, Pain. Yes, Pain. He killed Sasori in a single move, said Deidara. You two were probably yelling at each other about your dumb art, said Kisame with a huge shark-toothed grin. What did you say about my art? Yelled Deidara. Calm down, ordered Pain. Fine, but what of the nine tails? Asked Kisame. The Jinchuriki said he wasn't a Jinchuriki anymore, said Deidara. That is impossible, he would be dead, said another member of the Akatsuki named Hidan. Everything is possible, Hidan, said Pain as he looked at Itachi Uchiha, older brother to Sasuke Uchiha. I will use my contacts to find out what is up with the Jinchuriki, said Itachi. Good. Now it will take time to prepare the sealing of the two tails, said Pain. In the meantime, Kakuzu and Hidan stay away from Fire Country for the time being until Itachi will make his contacts find out what is going on there. What about me? Asked Deidara. I was getting to that. You will be getting a new partner, said Pain. Who? Asked Deidara. Hello, yelled a new voice as a man came running toward Deidara and gave him a huge hug. Deidara, say hello to Toby, said Pain as most of the other members of the Akatsuki chuckled. You can't be serious, said Deidara. Yes, I am a member now, said Toby as Deidara got a look at him for the first time. Apart from the normal Akatsuki cloak, he had on his normal spiral pattern face mask. And then even gave me this nice warm cloak. I never knew how warm this cloak was and it looks so cool. Toby, shut up, yelled Deidara. Now you two are to find the three tails and capture it, order Pain. At once, said Toby as he snapped to attention as pain faded from sight. Followed by the rest of the Akatsuki. The moment they were gone, Toby turned and looked at Deidara. I'm hungry. God, what did I do to deserve this? Asked Deidara. The next morning Sakura woke up and head down the stairs. She entered a small built-in kitchen. Morning, said Kakashi as he sat there eating a bowl of cereal through his mask. Sakura just looked the other way as she took out her breakfast from her pack. There is fresh bread and milk in the fridge. Thanks, said Sakura as she made her breakfast. So I noticed that Naruto and you were out late, said Kakashi. Did anything happen? Sakura rolled her eyes. Kakashi-sensei, we did nothing but talk, and even if we did I wouldn't tell you, said Sakura as she made some instant coffee. She had become admitted to coffee during the time she had worked late at night at the hospital. So how do you know that nothing didn't happen? Asked Kakashi. Because I would be smiling if anything happened, said Sakura sadly as she started drinking her coffee. Where is Naruto-kun? He left 5 minutes ago, to do some running before training, said Kakashi. I see, said Sakura. We're going to train together today, said Kakashi, just like out times. Just like old times, said Sakura with a smile. Meanwhile, Naruto was running as fast as possible across the top of the ancient wall that surrounded the Demon Fox Palace. The ancient walls were older than anything ever built by man and thicker and taller than any two. The red stone burned in the early morn sunlight as Naruto kicked it up another knock. Even to foxes he was fast as he made a 90-degree turn without slowing down easy. What the hell was I thinking last night? Thought Naruto. I should have just left and refused to talk to her, but no, I just had to talk to her. I just had to open up to her. Maybe Saito was right and I do consider her to be my mate. No, Sakura's heart belongs to Sasuke, it always will, said Naruto to himself as he made another turn. There is no reason why she would like me. I am a poor person, I am not rich like Sasuke. I don't look as good as him, I am not as strong as him, I am dead last, he is the top of the class. Sakura-chan requires the best and that isn't me. Naruto is running fast today, father, said Saito as he sat looking out the window from his family's personal dining hall. Yes, said Kyuubi as he finished his breakfast. He is working though some emotions. How soon do you think Naruto will master the Sage Mode? Asked Saito. Let's see, said Kyuubi. Go get him. Yes, father, said Saito as he ran off to catch Naruto. Naruto stopped for a second as he took a look at his watch. Well, at least I beat my best time by over a minute. Though Naruto as he took in some deep breath, 10 miles in 3 minutes 35 seconds. Well, I say one thing, when you're pissed you can do some amazing things, said Saito as he appeared beside Naruto. What is it, Saito? Asked Naruto as he put his hands on top of his head so he could breathe deeply. My father requires you, said Saito. All right, said Naruto as he and Saito headed off to the Kyuubi's personal training area. A moment later, Naruto and Saito stood in front of the Kyuubi. You wanted me, sir, said Naruto. I want to see if you have progressed in your mastering of the Sage Mode, said Kyuubi. I think I have gotten most of it down now, but not totally, said Naruto. What seems to be the problem? Asked Saito. Let me show you, said Naruto as he formed a chakra channeling hand sign. As red chakra started dancing around him. So far so good, said Saito as pieces of Naruto's flesh started to fall off as his sage form started to form. Across the compound, Sakura and Kakashi could actually feel the ground start to shake. What is going on? Asked Sakura. Unknown to her, the source was Naruto's chakra spiking. Almost there, said Saito as Naruto's eyes turned red for a second before back to their normal blue, only they were silted. The chakra began to leave out as Naruto stopped turning and he entered Sage Mode. You did it, said Saito. Wait, said the Kyuubi as Naruto's chakra leave started to go down extremely fast and he left stage mode. There, said Naruto, I can enter stage mode but I can't sustain it yet. It's chakra, said Kyuubi, you have mastered the collection of chakra but stabilizing what you collect is just out of reach. That is what I figured, said Naruto as he looked down at his body, at least it doesn't hurt my body when I turn. Yeah, it used to burn you going into that form, said Saito. You are close, within days of mastering if you push yourself like you normally do, said Kyuubi. I will begin at once, said Naruto as he turned and started to walk away. No, said Kyuubi as Naruto turned and looked at the demon fox. You need to work on your teamwork with humans so I want you to work with Kakashi and Sakura, said the Kyuubi. Yes, sir, said Naruto knowing that there was no point in arguing with the Kyuubi. Okay, it stopped, said Kakashi. But what was that? Asked Sakura. Oh, that was Naruto, said Katara as she poked her head into the room. What? Asked Sakura. That was him entering sage mode, he must be getting close if he made the ground shake like that, said Katara. But not far enough, said Naruto as he and Saito entered the room. I still need to master stabilizing the chakra. I see, said Katara, and Lord Kyuubi has ordered you to train with the humans. Yes, said Naruto as he looked at Sakura and Kakashi, be ready in 10 minutes. I am ready now, said Sakura. I need to get some stuff from my room, you two go ahead, said Kakashi as Naruto and Sakura walked out toward the small training field attached to the house. You don't need anything, do you? Asked Saito. You're just trying to give Naruto and Sakura some alone time. Well, said Kakashi as he reached back and pulled out his book, I need to finish this book. Meanwhile outside in the training field Naruto and Sakura turned and face each other. So how do you want to do this? Asked Naruto only to have Sakura grin a bit. No just use no weapons hand-to-hand combat, said Sakura. Alright, said Naruto as he turned and placed his sword and cloak aside leaving him a black pants and a thin gray shirt. I guess if yesterday proved anything it is that I need to work some on my hand-to-hand combat. Also I can show you my strength, thought Sakura as she put on her gloves, also we will be very close. You ready Sakura? Asked Naruto. Bring it Naruto-kun, said Sakura as Naruto bolted across the ground faster than Sakura ever dreamed possible. However a second before impact Sakura raised her hand and caught the punch. Naruto's eyes widened, he hadn't expected her to caught the punch. Sakura grinned as she pulled back her own fist and sent it flying. Instead of caught it, Naruto ducked under it. Then he used his free hand and grabbed the back of Sakura's shirt. Then in one quick movement he flipped her over his back and sent her flying toward the ground. However Sakura responded because the moment she hit the ground she whipped her leg around taking out Naruto's footing, causing him to fall on top of Sakura. Sakura had to fight down a blush as she noticed that Naruto was now partly on top of her. However there was no time for blushing for Naruto as he jumped off Sakura and landed a few feet away. Sakura got up on a knee as she looked at Naruto, he had a slight blush on him. Something wrong Naruto-kun? Asked Sakura. She will not get the better of me, thought Naruto as he bolted across the training field again, and this time Sakura wasn't ready. He delivered his knee right into Sakura's chin. Blood started to pour out of the edges of her mouth as she went flying back into the dirt. Is something wrong Sakura? Asked Naruto as Sakura slowly got onto her knees spitting out some blood. Okay, now he made me mad, thought Sakura as she jumped to her feet and bolted across the training ground and elbowed Naruto in the chest before punching him hard in the face. Naruto was stunned for a moment and that allowed Sakura to deliver 5 hard gut shots on Naruto. For the 6th shot she pulled back and delivered one extremely hard shot to his gut. When her fist impacted, a mix of spit and blood came out of Naruto's mouth as he stumbled backward. Didn't the Kyuubi warn you about thinking an enemy was out of the fight? Asked Sakura. Yeah, and you should listen to him too, said Naruto as suddenly he bolted across the area and kicked Sakura in the face, so hard that she lifted off the ground. Then he reached up to grab her and slam her down onto his knee. Naruto, stop, ordered Kakashi before Naruto could do anything else to Sakura, who just flew to the ground, bouncing 2 times before stopping. Fine, said Naruto as he looked at Sakura. Blood was pouring out of her nose and sides of her mouth. She was also a little unstable on her feet. At least I showed her, thought Naruto, until he started to feel his stomach and chest again. He knew he would have a massive bruise in the morning even with the healing power he got as part of the deal with the Kyuubi. God damn, that fucking hurt. She is not the same weak Sakura-chan that she was when we were genin. I hope I didn't hurt her. Sakura, go rest, let Naruto and I work, said Kakashi. Okay, said Sakura as she applied healing chakra to her face as she walked inside and sat down in a small living room. Why does Naruto-kun did that? Does he not care about me? Asked Sakura out loud. I know that training is supposed to be hard, but not like this. The point is to get better, not beat each other up. I need find a way to get Naruto to love me again. I knew it, said a voice as Sakura looked over the couch to see Katara standing there. You love Naruto. Crap, said Sakura. Well, today is your lucky day, Sakura. I am willing to help you win the young man's heart, said Katara. I don't think you will be much help to me, said Sakura. He must not care that much about me after what he did today. He cares, said Katara as Sakura looked at her. And he hates himself for letting you in. You're winning his heart and the tough male side of him doesn't want to admit it. Makes sense, said inner Sakura. Naruto-kun is pissed because we are winning the fight for his heart. Besides, who has been around Naruto all these years? Who knows how he has changed? Asked Katara. Face it, young vixen, you need me. She is right, and we need to get Naruto-kun back before Hinata or some other bitch tries to take him away when he comes back to the village, said inner Sakura. Okay, what do you suggest? Asked Sakura. Every vixen has their charm, even you. We just need to find something that will make Naruto's emotional walls come crashing down, said Katara. But you said it yourself, I don't look as good as the other girls, said Sakura sadly. Every male is attracted to different things. We just need to find out what Naruto likes in a vixen and make that stand out in you, said Katara. That will get him interested and then you can build from there. What does Naruto-kun like? Asked Sakura. What do all males like in a vixen? It's on their minds 24 hours a day, asked Katara. Meanwhile, out in the real world, Sasuke Uchiha stood in the early morning sunlight. In front of him stood a white-skinned man. It is time to test your skills, said Orochimaru. How so? Asked Sasuke. Are you my opponent? Heavens no, laughed Orochimaru as 1,000 ninjas appeared out of a nearby woods. Sasuke didn't even blink. Ah, what power you must have to face 1,000 enemies and not even blink. With that, he disappeared from the battlefield as the soldiers charged forward to kill Sasuke, but it was pointless as Sasuke began cutting them down with ease. Amazing, said Orochimaru. He will make the perfect vessel. Yes, my lord, said Kabuto. Unknown to them, another pair of eyes was on Sasuke, and these were not human. Yes, he is perfect, hissed the scout snake as he prepared to make his move.